So, since I'm on a good roll, might as well continue for a little while. Hopefully something not too bad is gonna happen. Hopefully I'm not gonna make a video which is such a total disaster that it's gonna ruin my life. You can always hope. I like the angle of the leg here with the blanket on it. Pretty artistic. I gotta get some points for being artistic now and then too. Doing this video creation stuff. After all, I'm kind of a video artist now, ain't I? I'm the producer, I'm the director, I'm the voice, and I'm the main actor at the same time. So, I mean, it's a lot of roles. Big responsibility. Good that we have some nice technology to help, and a good clean background without too many distractions. And I got the blanket and I got the nice red sweater here. I mean, it's looking pretty good. So now it's all up to me. Just deliver the fucking magic. Yeah. No reason to wait. Okay. I think this is fun, by the way, because I'm actually seeing myself at this moment. Now you are looking at someone who's looking at himself. So it's like I'm being me and seeing me at the same time. And I'm even communicating. And now you're receiving a signal from someone who's seeing themselves and being themselves at the same time. So it's like a complicated spectrum of influences going on here. I guess it goes back to what I mentioned earlier about the complexity of space and all the moving bits and pieces and stuff and events. So it's one rich reality, that's for sure. But I was planning to say a few words now about some questions of general interest. And of course, I guess then we can't get away from the questions of politics, which have been very much on people's mind for a long time, and I think it's still on many people's mind. Question of the general social issues and the future of the countries and the future of the human beings. So, and I certainly do have a lot of views on this question too. I don't have any affiliation with any of the existing political parties, and actually I've become more and more to think that the political parties may not really be so important anymore. Maybe they're kind of just in the way. I mean, they are abstractions which are being kind of materialized by how we talk about it and how we act around it. But I don't know if they are useful abstractions anymore. I certainly don't see any reasons they should be necessary. I don't see any reason why we need political parties at this point. Now it is one humanity which lives on the ball, and everyone has maybe soon has the ability to share their mind and contribute in their own unique way. So I don't really see why political parties are necessary. Obviously we have a very complex political structure. We have a large bureaucracy, we got buildings, we've got established habits, expert groups and all of that stuff. And a lot of that stuff seems sensible when it was thought out in that kind of way. A lot of it is maybe sensible still, but I don't see that the political parties are sensible. No. I think that partisanship has become a big obstacle which prevents people from thinking together, and it prevents people who think differently from understanding each other's point of view. And the people who think differently are the people who have the greatest potential to learn from each other. And if they can cooperate, they are the people with the greatest potential for being highly intelligent, because they would have a diverse skill set. So in other words, if some people have a perspective where they see things in terms of one single unit looking out at the moving surroundings, while another person has the perspective of the total interrelationship of the whole, of which that unit is one small part. If they both operate from these different perspectives, then they have a great chance of uniting and really, complementing each other, because it's obvious that they're both right. It's just a different way of seeing it. It's like if you ask, are two people different or are they the same? The question is asked in the wrong way, because the question is yes and yes. They're different and they're the same. If you want to see differences, you can find as many as you like. If you want to see similarities, you can also find as many as you like. Depends on what you're looking for. So therefore, the people who are thinking differently, they are the people who really should come together in conversation with real interested listening. And at the moment, because they are sort of forced or feel forced or just happens to come into this identification with these boxes, then this identification prevents people from understanding just those people who think differently, because they are being perceived through an enemy filter. So it's actually pretty crazy. And this is, yeah, I think I just fucking nailed it there. This is the key problem today that we can see in our society, that the communication between people is being destroyed by identification with dualistic conceptual frameworks, which create false opposites and artificial conflicts between ways of thinking, and through that between people who think differently. And that is one hell of a fucking problem if those people can't communicate. And it's also one hell of a fucking opportunity if they could begin to communicate well. So this is my essential opinion about politics today. I think that the most important part of politics today, the first problem that has to be solved and which should be priority number one, it's the communication itself about politics. It is the very conversation itself and making that conversation work. Because if it doesn't work, we're fucking wasting our time. We're wasting our life arguing about BS when we could have solved those problems and we could move the fuck on and find other solutions which are so much better than anything we've had so far, and so much better than anything which is realistic, as long as this dualistic, tribal, polarized conversation continues going. That it is just such a total loss for us as human beings if we allow this conceptualization of the left and the right dictate and ruin our lives. That is not using conceptions intelligently. That is being abused by conceptions. That is us allowing language, misunderstood language, to fuck up our whole life. It's unacceptable. The left and the right is unacceptable. We've let those concepts fuck up our lives for too long. We have to review the very foundations of the expressions we use, and especially the expressions we use to categorize other people and categorize ourselves, because these expressions and how we understand them have colossal consequences. So in other words, here could be the key to solving all of these major political problems. by solving the very factor of separation between people, which is this very old and now it's become more and more obvious, very useless habit of trying to put other people into stereotypes, where those stereotypes are defined in opposition to my stereotype, so as to create a false conflict out of thin fucking air. It's stupid. Let's fucking cut it out. Let's move on. We can use the concepts differently. We don't have to put the other people in enemy boxes. It's imagination. Come on, we all know it. It's fucking imagination. It's always been imagination. There's nothing wrong with imagination. But we are supposed to use the imagination. We are not supposed to be abused by imaginations that happen to fuck up our existence. So let's begin by getting a real political conversation going on, where we don't have the parties, we don't have the polarization, we don't have the categories. It's just human beings coming together to look at the situation in the world right now. To look at it closely, without any preconceptions, and begin to ask, what could we do? What could we do this moment in the world? How could we live in a way which would be better, which would use resources more intelligently, which would lead to real physical safety for all people, which would lead to real freedom to do great things, which would be a just and fair solution for everybody, and which would be sustainable, and which would allow for a harmonious coexistence with the whole natural environment, the entire beautiful, incredible world of which we're a part, and through which this one life we got is a journey. How could we arrange things? Beginning with how it is today, building on everything which is already here. How could we then begin to arrange things in a way which really could be for the good? Every living being, every human being, each single one of us. There's no reason to aim any lower. We have all the capabilities of doing that now. That's the difference. Because we have all this knowledge, we have all this experience, and we have all of this technology, which may have come here at a big cost, but now we got it. And it's not too late for us to use it for something beautiful. And it's all up to us. It can be whatever we choose to make it. So, that is my political philosophy at the moment. I think we could do far better than anything ever known before. But the party's gotta go. Categories, stereotypes, they gotta go. The pretense that I know the answers to this ultra complex question has to go. The habit of living in the past, arguing over past problems and mistakes, it has to go. The blame game has to go. We gotta reinvigorate the political conversation. Reinvigorate it. Radically renew it. Revitalize it. Regenerate it. The people coming together, looking at the world, looking at just the way things are. What could we do? How could we make this incredible? How can we make it into something that works well? Every single one.